Hi everyone, so today we're going to go over the new DeliverLogic app. You'll see it in the top left hand corner here. It's now called DriverLogic. So the first thing we're going to show is the new push notifications. You'll see Devin is on dispatch. He's sending me a message now asking me if I can take orders. I click that push notification. Takes me right into the app. Shows me that I have a message here, so I can click on and view that message. I can also respond and say, let's say yes in 10. Now I wouldn't have to put that anymore, but I'm just giving him some more information. You'll see here in the top right hand corner I can now change my status, and I'm going to do a delayed check-in. So I need 10 minutes. You'll see it's 11:46 now. I'm going to do a 10-minute delayed check-in.
Over here on my screen, you will see that Joe is now showing up as a checked-in driver. However, next to his name, you'll see this new circle indicating the driver's status. If we hover over that, we'll see that it is delayed, and the estimated time he should be ready is 11:56 a.m.
So, although I've said 10 minutes, I'm going to be ready to go a little quicker so I can change that status. Also, what the delayed check-in does is it alerts auto dispatch that there is a driver that will be ready to go. It tells it where it is, where they are, and that they can start taking orders as long as the timing works out to where they're rolling in 10 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and change my status. I got done early. I can go ahead and check in now.
Over on my screen, you'll see that the circle changes to green, and when we hover over it, we see that his status is now online. I'm going to go ahead and send him a couple orders.
So I got the first order in. Notice that 98, order 98, 1198 as a cash order for $18.50. Second order just came in, 1199. A credit card order, you can see with the little credit card image below the price. So I'm going to go ahead and accept that order. You'll also notice, let me just go back there, that we used to show the dispatch status, which would be confirmed. We changed it to a call to action for the driver that says please accept. So I know I need to open that order. I can view the order, accept the order, and you'll see it'll kick me right back out. The reason it did that is because there's another order to accept, and what we want to do is we want to have the drivers show dispatch that they're accepting the orders as soon as possible so dispatch doesn't have to reach out to them through messaging. So we're going to accept this order as well. And I'm going to go ahead and proceed with this order. You see we're waiting on the CSR to mark it as placed. Once they mark it as placed, I'll be able to mark that I've arrived. We see that that's happened now. But the first thing I'm going to do is show you directions. Now, when you open directions now, you'll see it took me straight to Waze. The reason it did that is because it gives us an option of whether we want to use Apple Maps, Google Maps, or Waze. I've selected Waze, and I also decided to set that as my default, so now it automatically takes me to Waze. So that's the first one of the new updates that we've added, which we feel the drivers will be very happy with. All right, so I viewed this order. I've arrived at the restaurant. Now that I've arrived, you'll see that I can mark that I've received the orders. We made it to where you cannot move on if you haven't clicked that you've received the order. So now that I've clicked it, you'll see that I can mark en route. So I have marked that I'm en route. I've delivered the food, so I'm going to go ahead and just mark it delivered. So next we're going to go into the credit card order. In this order, I can place the order. So I'll go ahead and mark that order placed. Again, I could use the directions button. It'll take me to Waze, but we're going to skip that now. We've already showed you. I've arrived at the restaurant. You'll see en route is doled out. But as soon as I check both of the items, now I can continue. And that is an option. You can make it an option to where they have to check the items or they don't have to and they can still hit en route. So now because this is a credit card order, at the bottom we're going to see the add signature box. And we've made some updates here. So add signature, you'll see at the top here it says thank you for your order. Please confirm you are, and we're using the name test user. So at this point the driver would hand the phone over to the user, and if it's them or a family member, they could go ahead and check that. Other is more for like doormen or coworkers or whatever. And the reason we did that is if you click other, it won't prompt them to leave an additional tip. But if you click the user or a family member, it will. So I'm going to go ahead and say that I am the actual user that ordered, confirm. And then it's going to ask me if I'd like to add an additional tip. So you'll see it'll show the current tip, which in this case is nothing. I can choose 10%, 15, 20, 25, or I can go to some cash options where we have 2, 4, 6, and 10. So this really gives the consumer the opportunity to tip whatever they want. In this case, we're just going to leave a 20% tip, additional tip, and continue. It prompts the phone to turn sideways for the signature. So we're going to go ahead and get the signature here. Once I save that signature, it'll take me back out of landscape mode, put me in portrait, shows the order, and I can now mark that order delivered.
All right, I'm now going to assign you an additional order.
So Devin's gone ahead and signed me an additional order. I'm going to pull that up, accept it. And then I want to go on break after this run. So I'm going to go ahead and click go on break after, and I would like a 10-minute break after the run.
Over here on my side, you will now see that I have a flashing yellow circle next to Joe's name. And when I hover over it, it shows that the status is break after. This lets me know the driver is currently on a run, but when he finishes that, he is going to be going on break.
So we'll run through this very quickly. Placing the order. I've arrived. Go ahead and mark the item. Marking route. I'm going to go ahead and mark delivered. You'll see it's 11:53 on my phone. And now I've started my break.
Now, over here on my side, you'll see that the yellow circle next to Joe's name has become solid. It's no longer flashing. And when I hover over it, it shows that the status is break, and that this break should be completed 10 minutes from now at 12:03 p.m.
What this also does is alerts auto dispatch to not give that driver any orders while they're on the order and waiting to go on break. Once they go on break, it will take their current position, any orders that are coming in, and decide whether or not they're the best option for a future order that comes in. So they can still be given a new order, but the only way that would happen is if there's enough time for them to take their break, then also make it to the restaurant and pick up the food. So I'm going to go ahead and end my break, which now puts me as driver online, and I'm just going to show you that if I'm not on an order, I can just click go on break, and let's say I need a 5-minute break.
Over here on my side, you'll see the next available time is 11:59 when we hover over Joe and see he's in the break status.
So we'll go ahead and end this break as well. And then we have another status which is called last run. So I'm going to go ahead and click last run. And what this actually means is that the next order that I take will be my last run.
So since he's not currently on an order, you'll see that the red circle over here is flashing, and when I hover over it, it shows last run waiting. So that means he's waiting, but this next order is going to be the last one. I'm going to go ahead and assign that order over to you.
So I'm going to go ahead and accept this order.
Now, over here on my side, you will see that we now have a solid red circle next to Joe's name, and it shows last run active, meaning that this is his last run, and he's currently on that order.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and place that order. I'll mark that I've arrived. We're going to click the item, mark and route. Mark this order delivered. And as soon as I mark that order delivered, because it was my last run, it automatically checks me out. It changes my status.
You'll also see over here on my screen that Joe is no longer an available driver, and he's been checked out on my end as well.
So these are the newest updates to the driver app. We hope to be rolling this out probably mid-November. We're finishing up some internal testing now, and we should be doing some external testing with some clients over the next week or two, and then we plan to launch this around mid-November. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks so much for your time.